This retreat this weekend is going to focus on the promises from the big book, Alcoholics Anonymous. It's very interesting because nowhere in the big book does it say, here are the promises. They're there, they're hidden, they're there in the Book of Secrets on page 83, 84. And so we'll start this retreat with a nice quiet time to remember why we're here. And let's concentrate on what these promises can do for us in our quest for contented sobriety. The way it starts out, and this is basically a part of step 9. Step 9 talks about making amends, repairing the damage of the past. And it says, if we are painstaking about this phase of our development, before we are halfway through with what? Halfway through with making amends and repairing the damage of the past, obviously. These promises start to come true even sooner. I do believe these promises start to come true right from the day that we enter our fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. I know it has for me. Many of these things have happened. So anyhow, if we are painstaking about these things, painstaking means we work hard. Okay? We are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. I've certainly experienced that myself. I've experienced it right from the very beginning when I admitted that I was powerless over alcohol. I found a certain freedom that I never knew I had. It says we will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. The most important tool that I have to pass on to others is my experience from the past. What it was like, what happened, and what a sober life is like today. Okay, so these are some of the things that I find from these promises. I will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity. That's a big one, serenity. You know, I talk about having contented sobriety. That's where I find my serenity. In working these 12 steps to the best of my ability, and I'm sure you do the same thing. So that's what these promises are this is what we derive from these working the steps. We get these 12 things. We will also find peace. I find peace because I'm at peace with myself. I find that I'm trying to do God's will. I do the best I can each day. I start out with prayer. I ask God for help. I ask Him to carry me through the day. God has carried me. I know He's carried you. And I'm sure if you think about your own life, that's just what's happened in your life. You've been carried through so many difficult times. We end up here at the doorsteps of Alcoholics Anonymous. And no matter how far down the scale you have gone, or we have gone, we will see how these experiences will benefit others. Yes, they do benefit others. They help us in making amends and repairing the damage of the past, but they also help us to carry the message to the alcoholic who still suffers. That's where we get when we get to step 12. Although we start to carry the message from the day we walk into Alcoholics Anonymous and start working step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. Yes, I went through that when I hit my bottom. I felt useless and and I did feel self-pity, and it has disappeared because I do work at sobriety. We lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Yes, that happens, and it happens not only for me, but for you, I'm sure. You know, you do today. You're here at a retreat, not just for yourself, but you're here to share yourself with other men who are on the same quest as you are. They're questing peace, happiness, and peace of mind. So self-seeking will disappear. A whole attitude and outlook on life will change. Yes, it has. I know it has for me, and I know it has for you. We start to have a different outlook on life. We have a more positive attitude about things. We take a deep interest in what other people and how other people are their welfare. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. Yeah, I don't sit and count my money. I don't sit and worry about what I've got in the bank. Doesn't matter what kind of car I drive, what kind of house I live in. Yeah, financial insecurity, economic insecurity. It's left me. I don't mind throwing a couple bucks in a basket, and when it's necessary, I throw more than that in there. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. Yeah. These promises are amazing. They're miracles in themselves, each one. We do start to change. We start to handle things in a different way. We handle them in a responsible way. We handle them the way we should be handling things. It seems as though we've grown up and matured. We'll suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could never do for ourselves. And that's so true. You know, God, I believe, carries us. So I don't know how you look at these promises, but I think this gives you a little insight as to how I look at them. They are wonderful tools that are given to us so freely, along with this gift of sobriety that we are given. And then it goes on to say, are these extravagant promises? Most of the time we say, we think not. They are being fulfilled among us. Sometimes quickly and sometimes slowly, but they will always materialize if we work for them. Like my friend Kim says, work, work, work. That's all we have to do. It's not labor. We do it out of a love for sobriety and love for our fellows. And that's where we find this contented sobriety that we're searching for. So I would suggest to each person who's attending this retreat this weekend, just relax and be here. Count your blessings and think about all the things that can come to you through these beautiful promises. And you will find more and more promises. They're hidden all throughout the big book. You'll find more in step 10 in Alcoholics Anonymous, the book, and you will find them scattered all over throughout this book of secrets. So let's get on with our day and have a blessed retreat. And thank you so much for listening to my chitter chatter. Okay, God bless.